Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Rocks Pull List. This is my late pull list for the week of May 15th, 2017. The reason why this pull list is a week late is because last week our books that were shipped for us for Comic Conspiracy ended up not shipping properly, and we got delayed, and so I wasn't able to get the books until Wednesday evening, and due to just being busy, and my daughter's first dance recital was this weekend. She did great, even though she was yawning the whole time. It was adorable. And just a lot of stuff going on, and I was not able to sit down and just record my pull list like normal. So I have read some of my reading material, and so I won't have a couple of books. I'll try to remember off the top of my head what they were when I get to the reading stuff. But we'll get into the pull list now. And the other thing is this is not a double episode for pull list for May 24th, 2017, because our books got delayed again. So I should be getting my books tomorrow afternoon, and since I don't have really anything going on, I should be able to get tomorrow's pull list up tomorrow. So fingers crossed I can get that done. But let's get into last week's pull list. First up on the pull list we have American Gods 3. A few episodes of the show has come out and people seem to be into it. I read the book, so I look forward to the comic book version of American Gods. So I've enjoyed the first two issues, so we'll see. Next up we have Aquaman number 23. This is Crown of Atlantis Part 1. We start a new story arc with Aquaman. Abnett is still at the helm. Aquaman is just got solicited as dropping to a monthly title. So those of you who've been reading Aquaman, be aware of that. It's going to be monthly, no longer bi-monthly. So, yeah. Next up we have Batman at number 23, The Brave and the Mold Part 1. Looking really excited to see Swamp Thing and Sue, or Swamp Thing's supposed to, my guess, is in this. But yeah, really, really cool. Excited to see what Tom King brings to this new story arc. Next up we have Batwoman number 3. Again, Batwoman's been an okay title. Been enjoying it for what it is. Next up, we have a number 2 for Britannia, We Who Are About to Die. This is issue 2 of a 4-issue mini. Enjoyed the Britannia 4-issue mini. Enjoyed issue 1 of this one, so really looking forward to finishing it up. Next up, sorry, I'm really tired. So take a shot. Next up is DC Comics Bombshells, number 27. We got the Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn cover there. This collects digital chapters 79, 80, and 81. Yep, still there. I hear they're relaunching it, so I'm like, yeah, I can finish it soon. Fingers crossed. Really huge title from last week. And actually need to reread it, but really, really good stuff. And that's The Flash. 22 came out. I'll go ahead and take this bad boy out so you can see the lenticular awesomeness of it. But there we go. We got the old school Flash number 1, Jay Garrick, and then the new Fabok rendition goes over there. Boom. Awesome, awesome stuff. So really, really good stuff with the button crossover. Just a really, really solid title. Those lenticular covers people went crazy for them. They're all awesome. They're actually collecting it. They just solicited the collection of the button. It's coming out in October in a nice hardcover that will be lenticular, and those lenticular hardcovers will be a limited print run. So if you really enjoyed the button and you want to snag up those hardcover lenticulars, I would highly recommend letting your local comic shop know that you want to pre-order. Next up we have Green Arrow 22, The Rise of Star City. This actually was delayed a few weeks ago, so we finally got it in this past week of the 17th, which leads right into Green Arrow 23. So I get 2 issues of Green Arrow to read this week. But yeah, Green Arrow, good, solid book. if you like the Arrow TV show, I highly recommend picking that up because it's just really fun. Next up, we have Green Lanterns number 23, Lost in Space. Just looks, Jessica and Simon have to be trained. Like, they're going to be trained as lanterns because they haven't actually had some proper training. So yeah. Next up is Harley Quinn at number 20, Blast from the Future, Part 1. This is going to this story has been teased over the last few arcs, or I think the last 2 arcs. It's been this little jump scene. So I'm curious to see how this story arc plays out. But Harley's been Harley. So next up we have Justice League 21, Endless. It's Hitch, it's big, it's Justice League, it works. Next up we have Lucifer number 18. Been enjoying it. It's okay. I really kind of want to go back and read the Mike Carey stuff from a long time ago. Maybe one day I'll get a chance. Then we have Ninjak number 27. Really solid Valiant title. I can't recommend Ninjak high enough, or Ninja K, however you want to say it. Just really, really solid stuff. Next up is issue 5 of the Odyssey of the Amazons, issue 5 of 6. Overall, it's an okay miniseries. I'm curious to see if it has really any ties to what's going on in the DCU right now, or if it's just some random Amazon story. It seems like it's a random Amazon story. But some of this minis have surprised us, like Death of Hawkman has the Nth Metal, which is supposed to tie in with the upcoming Metal stuff that Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo are working on. So yeah, we'll see. Next up is Meredith Finch's Rose from Image. Enjoyed the first issue, so I'm going to keep going with issue 2. But I liked her stuff on Wonder Woman, so yeah. Next up we have Royal City number 3 from Jeff Lemire. Just a really, really good book. First 2 issues were amazing. I'm actually really excited to dive into that one. Next up we have Super Sons number 4. Damian and John getting into all kinds of trouble as teaming up as young Batman and Superman, basically. Next up we have Superman 23 continues Black Dawn. Apparently John loses his powers. We'll see. I always like when I hold white covers up, everything corrects on the video, so it looks all dark. So I'm like, hey, and then I hold this up and it's all dark, and it's, hey, it's light again. Oh, fun stuff. Then next up we have Teen Titans number 8. This is part 2 of the Lazarus Contract. I read part 1. We'll see if I enjoy the rest of that story arc, but I'll probably finish the Lazarus Contract overall. Next up is Trinity number 9. We start Dead Space. So I'm curious to see what the Trinity is up against in that title. It's overall been just a good, solid book. Then next up we have The Wildstorm number 4. Yeah. Just Wildstorm, Warren Ellis. Warren Ellis, that's all I can say. I did pick up some variant covers for the May 17th week. First one was Aquaman, very dark and ominous one. With very dark and ominous with a skeleton stabbed with a trident. Then we have a very digital Batwoman issue 3 variant. Flash, of course, had the standard variant cover there, and then of course the other variant right there. I liked the solo Jessica Cruz on Green Lanterns with kind of her with a huge backpack climbing in snow. Of course, Harley has the Frank Cho variant, and this one's like cute and cuddly because of all the kittens. I picked up the Justice League one just because I thought it was just a kind of cool cover going on there. Yeah, we'll see. Super Sons, of course, had its crazy one from Mr. Dustin Nguyen. We have I don't know who did this one. Not sure, but the Teen Titans 8 was pretty cool. So I grabbed that one. And then, of course, Jim Lee had a variant for Wildstorm number 4, so I snagged that one up. Yeah, so that's it for my pull list. That's the stuff I brought home. I did get a couple special orders in this week, and they're mainly t-shirts. So the first one is a not a red and black Harley Quinn shirt where it has old school Harley and kind of New 52 look Harley on there. So I was like, yay, a red shirt. That I really need one, but hey. And then I picked up, because I don't have any, I picked up a Wonder Woman shirt for myself. So now I have a Wonder Woman logo shirt. Awesome stuff. So my read list, a couple titles that I've already read off my read list. I think there was 5. Let me see if I can remember them correctly. First up was Luke Cage number 1 came out, so I checked that out. It was okay. The Mighty Thor 19 came out, so I read that one. It was good. Secret Empire 2 came out. Really good read there. What else did we get? We got X-Men Gold number 4? Number 3? I think 3. It's 3, I think. I'm not sure. Last X-Men Gold came out. And what am I missing? I have no idea. But a couple other books that I wanted to read was Nick Fury number 2. I wanted to give check it out. First issue was okay. Star Wars number 31 and the part 2 of the Screaming Citadel came out, so I read the Screaming Citadel part 1 one-shot, and it was cool, so I can't wait to read the rest of that. And then Star Wars Poe Dameron 15 came out as well, and Charles Soule's been doing a great job on that book. There's 2 books that I picked up because I hadn't actually read them yet. I wanted to go with and catch up, and that's Hulk 5 and Thanos 6 by Jeff Lemire. So so I got a fair amount of books to read from last week, not to mention that I'm going to be getting books from this week, but this coming week, the 24th, is a little bit lighter of a week, so I'm not going to see huge, ginormous stacks like this. And I actually might be cutting back on what I'm getting for a while. It's just so many comics. I mean, it's just so much. So thanks again for watching. Sorry again, this was a delayed episode. Just been really busy, and with the delayed books, there was no way I was going to get it done. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments down in the comment section below. I always like reading your guys' comments. I try to respond in a timely fashion or whenever I can. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @BrockSager. You can also listen to me on the Comics Conspiracy podcast. We just finished recording episode number 310, where this evening we talked about the Black Lightning trailer for the CW show, and we also talked about Zack Snyder stepping away from Justice League and Joss Whedon taking over. We also talked some button talk, so spoilers on that stuff. We answer some listener questions, so lots of stuff. There'll be a link in the description below for last week's episode 309 and this week's episode 310. So check those out if you have not yet checked out the podcast. You can help me and my fellow conspirators out at patreon.com/comic conspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you get access to Bryce Brieflies and roundups from Toby and Charlie, my fellow conspirators on the Comic Conspiracy podcast. You also can post questions at Patreon, and also, depending on the tier, you might get some swag or other stuff. I think at some point we're close to doing random picks again on the podcast, but I don't know if we've actually hit that tier mark yet. So, sorry for the yawning and the snorting and the coughing and the sneezing. It's that time of year. So, hopefully books are on time as much as they can be tomorrow, and I get to pick them up and come back and basically give you the new week of books on the actual week it's out. So, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next week.